To have a better understanding of the processes involved and what we are observing, we first need to examine the work of the 20th century psychologist and scientist Wilhelm Reich. Using a high-quality microscope for its time, Reich was continuing the research established by H. Charlton Bastian, a contemporary of Louis Pasteur, on decaying food. He noticed that under high magnification he could see luminous blue-green globules being released by the decaying food, and described these as some form of biological ether. He likened this to bions, a form of nanobacteria which appeared to be neither living or non-living, which had been first named and researched by Bastian. Although pleased with his rediscovery of bions, Reich found side effects of the observation occurring. His eyes started to burn, causing a form of conjunctivitis, and his skin began tanning. He tried numerous ways of shielding his experiments to both protect himself and contain the bions, and by 1940 he had found that the best method was to surround the material by an insulated box, using layers of organic and inorganic materials. In the meantime, Reich had decided that the particles he could see through the microscope were actually an unidentified energy or radiation form, which in turn caused the conjunctivitis and tanning. It was only whilst experimenting with a minute source of radiation in the same box that he began to notice strange effects. In his report of 1951, published as the Orgone experiment, Reich noticed that a Geiger counter placed in the box he was now calling an accumulator recorded a constant increase in radiation until it finally jammed. Simultaneously, huge amounts of oppressive-looking storm clouds gathered around the vicinity, whilst a strange electrically charged purple glow could be seen at night, emitting from the surrounding area. Even when the radioactive material was removed from the accumulator, the effects continued to increase, with the laboratory animals dying unexplainedly, scientists and members of staff falling sick and finding themselves in depression, and eventually the surrounding vegetation and trees bending like rubber, blackening and dying. Even stranger were the appearances of unidentifiable animated lights in the sky, which at the time Reich saw as interplanetary craft, but later referred to as air or primordial energy. The energy that Reich had found, firstly in his accumulator, and later in the surrounding environment and sky, he named Orgone, and deduced that it was the energetic building block of the universe. Using his colleague Sigmund Freud's psychotherapeutic techniques, he studied the relationship between orgone flow in the human body and physical and psychological illness, and as a result of over 20 years worth of experimentation, he felt able to suggest a number of properties of this energy. He noticed that not only was it present everywhere and in everything, and that it had no measurable inertia or weight, but he also felt that it was the medium in which light moved and electromagnetic and gravitational fields exerted force. He observed that under the right conditions, which turned out to be neither rare nor unusual, matter could be created from the superimposition of tiny streams of organic energy, and more importantly, the presence of consciousness and volition, that is life itself, would arise.